I'm Jason Epperson. This is RV Miles, and it's time for the latest in RV and camping news. First up, dozens of hikers camping near the crystal clear waterfalls at Havasupai Falls near the Grand Canyon caught a severe stomach bug over the past week. One county official named the norovirus specifically in its warning to hikers visiting Havasupai, which attracts thousands of tourists each year, but it's not clear whether the actual stomach bug is that yet. Some of those who had fallen ill were too weak to hike the 10 miles out of the remote campsite at the bottom of the canyon and had to be taken out by helicopter. Havasupai Falls is on the Havasupai Reservation, and environmental health officers within the Federal Indian Health Service were deployed to try to locate the source of the outbreak and add measures to prevent further spread. Many campers drink from a spring that is tested and approved as potable water using a filter that screens out bacteria and protozoa. But common gravity-fed filters used by hikers and campers don't always screen out viruses. The Havasupai Tribe Tourism Office said it tested the water from the local spring visitors used for drinking water last week and determined it was safe for human consumption. The largest campground in Rocky Mountain National Park is set to be closed through the summer season in a bit of a surprise and into fall due to construction delays. Moraine Park Campground was supposed to reopen at the end of May, but efforts to improve the electrical distribution system, the water system, and drainage have slowed, and the campground will not reopen until at least this fall. Moraine Park Campground is one of the most popular campgrounds in the state of Colorado, featuring well over 200 campsites located near Rocky Mountain's Estes Park Bear Lake Road entrance. We've talked a lot about hidden fees at campgrounds lately here on RV Miles, and it's of course a problem in the hotel industry as well. Two new laws seek to change that. One called the Hotel Fees Transparency Act has been introduced into the Senate by Democrat Amy Klobuchar and Republican Jerry Moran. The other, called the No Hidden Fees Act, has been introduced in the House by Representatives Young Kim, Republican out of California, and Florida Democrat Kathy Castor. Both bills would essentially create a single standard for mandatory fee display across the lodging industry, from short-term rental platforms to online travel agencies, search engines, meta-search sites, to lodging properties' own websites. The legislation would ensure that wherever consumers shop for lodging, mandatory fees are included in the price they see. What's interesting here is that the American Hotel and Lodging Association actually supports and endorses both bills. Hidden fees are a problem for a lot of hotels because they're being undercut by Airbnbs, which may have large cleaning fees, and by the 6% of hotels nationwide that charge a mandatory resort destination or amenity fee at an average of $26 per night. I've read the text of both bills, which make it clear that businesses are still allowed to charge whatever fees they want, but they have to make them clear up front so that customers can compare prices when making a choice. The provisions of the bills would apply to campgrounds as far as I can tell. Both are in the early stages of the legislation process, but being introduced in a bipartisan fashion in both houses at the same time is a very good sign they'll make it through. More in a moment, but first, this video is sponsored by RVmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding. Our friends at RVmattress.com make real mattresses for people to put in their RVs that replace the pieces of junk. There's all these mattresses that they're putting in RVs right now that are supposed to be greener. They're made out of a biodegradable, recyclable material. That's because they expect them to be thrown away. They're essentially ramen noodles. They're not good for sleeping on. If you want to be comfortable in your RV, if it didn't come with a good mattress, RVmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding offers real mattresses that can get shipped to you vacuum packed into a box through the mail. They even have hybrid mattresses with springs inside them that still come through the mail, and you can get them in lots of different sizes to fit that short queen or short king or the not fully wide king that they are putting in RVs for some reason these days. They have twin mattresses and bunk mattress sizes. They have different thicknesses, and they are great. We have them in both of our RVs. We have them in our house, and we love sleeping on mattresses from Brooklyn Bedding because they're legit. It's not some piece of foam that you bought off the internet. it's a real mattress. They have a 120-night sleep trial, a 10-year warranty. Their mattresses are made in their factory in Arizona and shipped to you factory direct from there. And you can even get them in campgrounds, and you just open them up, let them expand, and you're all ready to sleep for the night. RV Miles viewers get 25% off when you visit rvmattress.com/RVMiles and use the code RVMiles at checkout. The roller coaster of pricing changes to Starlink dishes continues, but mostly in the customer's favor. SpaceX has cut the price of Starlink satellite internet dishes from $5.99 to $4.99, and it's rolling out a new regional savings program that brings the dishes cost to $2.99 for new subscribers in 28 states. SpaceX has not publicly said anything about these changes, but they're on the website. A support page says, quote, "In the United States, new orders in certain regions are eligible for a one-time savings in areas where Starlink has abundant network availability. $200 will be removed from your Starlink kit price when ordering on Starlink.com, and if activated after purchasing from a retailer, a $200 credit will be applied." Starlink sold at places like Home Depot in person. To prevent users from abusing the deal, the page also says customers who change their service address to an address that is not a regional savings area will be billed the amount of the regional savings. Users are also barred from transferring the Starlink account to another customer until 120 days after the date the order is placed. It looks like the refurbished dish deal that was going on for a bit has been phased out. I'm guessing those will be occasionally popping up on the website when many become available. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk teased on X the long-expected Starlink mini dish, which should roll out in a few months. Musk said the mini dish will be about half the price of the standard dish to buy. Of course, it's also about half the size. But interestingly, the monthly subscription will also be about half price. The smaller dish will, of course, be less capable, but will still provide 4K video streaming, according to Musk. It's almost certain that the smaller antenna will also draw a lot less power, something that many people running off of an RV battery or solar might be interested in. But I'd also expect it will be significantly worse at pulling a signal where there are mild obstructions, and it will probably also be worse for types of work that require low latency and few dropouts, like Zoom calls. An Anchorage, Alaska RV rental company is being sued by the state for the second time and has abruptly closed over alleged deceptive business practices. Alaska Motorhome, which is a place where you can fly into Anchorage, Alaska, and then rent a motorhome to travel about the state, along with its registered owners Peter and Cole Harkovich, are named in a state complaint filed Thursday, which says that the defendants engaged in deceptive practices such as charging a $2,500 damage deposit before consumers pick up their RV, charging consumers taxes that they did not owe, and forging a consumer's signature on receipts to win a credit card chargeback dispute. The company, which has taken thousands of dollars for summer RV rentals and has 40 RVs on hand, told the state that it planned to shut down last Friday without providing refunds to customers. Apparently, one of the owners is currently jailed in Florida on criminal charges including aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer, and threatening a public servant linked to a domestic violence case. In 2019, an Alaska Department of Law statement said Alaska Motorhome had imposed steep terms on renters, including a $300 an hour charge for late returns, a $1,000 fine for putting fish in the RV refrigerator, and a $1,000 fine for leaving an RV excessively dirty. None of them were disclosed until renters had already placed a deposit. The RV Industry Association's board of directors has voted to move the annual model year changeover for RVs from the 2-month period of August and July up to just 1 month, June 1st through June 30th. This change is voluntary. In fact, the whole idea of a model year is voluntary. If you're shopping, you'll note a lot of manufacturers are all over the place with this, but the change would be effective as of the 2026 model year for those who participate in it. The official RV model year changeover was initially adopted in 2020 in an effort to improve the RV buying experience by alleviating consumer confusion. Of course, very quickly, the entire industry was upended with booming sales and parts delays. Finally, KOA has released the third installment of its 10th anniversary North American Camping Report. This one is focused on where and how people camp. The Camping Trips and Travel Experience Report finds campers wanting to share immersive travel experiences with their friends and family while camping, as well as slowing down to take in the moment. The report finds campers are seeking a balance of activities. The top desired activities include enjoying an adult beverage by a campfire, fishing, hiking, taking scenic drives, sightseeing, birdwatching, stargazing, and visiting historical sites. There's a growing desire to try new experiences. Recent trends show campers are seeking new adventures with a rise in overlanding and backcountry camping. However, glamping was the leader for the first-time camping experience in 2023, with 32% of campers trying a glamping trip for the first time. Shoulder and off-peak travel has increased by 21%, while peak season travel has seen a 4% decline. Campers have noted overcrowding or inclement weather as reasons for the increased change in shoulder season travel. Winter camping has piqued interest among campers, with roughly 1 in 4 active camping households having gone winter camping in the 2023 and 2024 winter season. This is significantly up from 14% in 2021, 2022, and 17% in the 2022-2023 winter. Abby and I are going to dive deeper into this report on the next episode of the RV Miles podcast, because there's a lot of information in here that I think is really interesting. So you can find that on any podcast app or on its own dedicated YouTube channel. I'll link to it in the description below. Hit the like button if you got something on this video. Subscribe if you want more like it, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.